This module is hopefully going to give you the time to delve into what career is best for you. So why even take time to research careers? Studies have shown students who take time to research careers are so much more motivated while they're in college. It makes sense, right? If you have an end goal, you are much more apt to be successful academically if you're a student who is sitting here and has no idea why am I even in college. You're also going to spend less time in school because you're going to know what it is you want to do. Now, is it fine to come to college and be undecided? Absolutely. Take time to take some classes, figure out what it is that you really enjoy. But if you research careers, you are much more likely not to spend the next 10 years switching degrees because you figured out what it is you really want to do and you know how much time it's going to take you to do it. Now, some career myths you can go ahead and get out of your head, that there's only one perfect job or career for you. No. Actually, studies show that many people change careers throughout their lifetime. The average is seven career changes. Don't base your career decisions on the current market because that's also subject to change as well. So what influences our career choices? Now, these are typical career influences. These are not ones that you should actually let influence your careers, but a lot of people choose their careers based upon what they see on TV. They choose their careers based upon what their friends or their family members are doing. Life's interactions, so you see the dentist office and you're like, oh yeah, I could do that. But do you really know what goes on behind the scenes? And then sometimes parents, they can be a great source of information or influence, but sometimes they're choosing the career that's best for them and not necessarily the career that's best for you. So what should influence your career choice? Essentially, what is it that you want for your life? So where do you want to live? How much money do you want to make? How much time do you want to have at home? Do you want to be able to travel? What do you want your work hours to be? Your life plan is essentially going to influence what career that you choose. So the project that you're completing this week is essentially like a two-step process. The first step is really going to get you to identify your interests, your personality, your values, your skills, and your lifestyle preferences, because that is what should influence your career choice. And then step two is, how do we match those things with careers or, career clusters? So what type of careers would match with my interests or my skills or my abilities? Just to delve a little bit further, first and foremost, values are really what should shape your career decision, because that's what you personally hold most near and dear to your heart. Whether that's your family or your religion or a combination of things, what are the things that you hold dear to you as a person, and how can we match that to your careers? Something that you want to keep in the back of your mind is your values are going to change over time. So what you hold near and dear to your heart, as a 20-year-old is going to be completely different from a 35-year-old you to a 45 to a 60-year-old you. So make sure you're always, going back and reevaluating your values over time and making sure that matches with your career decision. Ultimately, you may have to change careers. Know your skills and abilities. I'm never going to tell a student that you can't do a specific career, because you can if you are willing to gain those skills and abilities. If you're not willing to gain those skills and abilities, then maybe you need to adjust your career decision. I would encourage you, go ahead and find a career that you're interested, or a job that you're interested in applying for. Pretend that you've graduated. Look at the skills that they require. Are you willing to obtain those skills? If not, then maybe you need to adjust your career decision. What type of personality do you have? Are you an extrovert or are you an introvert? That personality that you have should match the career that you've chosen. And then finally, what are your interests? So for a student that is completely undecided, these are the questions that typically an advisor will ask is, what do you enjoy doing during your free time? Have you taken some classes that you've enjoyed and you want to take more of them? Could we match those classes to a career? What type of organizations are you involved in? Could you match that to a career? So these are some of the assessment questions that you're going to be asked this week. I do want to end with in this project or in this module, I want you to keep an open mind. So some students come in and they're like, I know exactly what it is you want to do. Even though you know exactly what it is you want to do, have you factored in everything? So your values, your interests, your skills, your abilities. Do you really know what it's like to do that career? So keep an open mind, be open to change. I will say I changed my major in college. I think you could probably speak to every instructor here on this campus, and I bet a lot of them changed their minds. So on average, 60% of students change their major at some point, and that's perfectly okay. It's perfectly okay to be undecided. Take the time to research. Take the time to really find a career that matches you as a person.